So before starting the video, I just want to say that I filmed this video for Thanksgiving. For some God knows apparent reason, I just never uploaded it. I just kept editing and re-editing and re-editing and all that kind of fun stuff, and I just really never uploaded it. And then when I wanted to upload it, I was like, just hold off the video for when you fully get back on YouTube and throw it there. So yeah, if I mention Thanksgiving or something like that during this video, I am so sorry. I say it in advance, and stay tuned for other Party Princess videos because this will become a series. Before starting this video, I just want to say, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, and before clicking out this video, join the hashtag Blondie Squad by clicking the subscribe button below. And now, without any further ado, now let's get on with the video. So, as you guys can see, we are pretty Disneyed out for this video. We even brought in Pascal, and the reason for that is that when I was thinking about the video that I wanted to do for Thanksgiving, I wanted to create a video of something that I was thankful for. Now, don't get me wrong, I am thankful for a lot of things in my life, but one of those things is Pixie Dusted. For all of you who don't know, I am the Party Princess Company owner for Pixie Dusted, princesses for birthdays, entertainment, and other enchanted occasions. So yeah, when I was thinking about making this video, I was pondering about the thought that when I was starting to plan my company a year and a half ago, I wish that I could have had a little bit of help, maybe another Party Princess Company owner's perspective on how running a business is and all those kinds of advice, and I decided to create this video dedicated for all of you Party Princess Company owners. So hear me out. Whether you are starting out your business, or you're planning to start your business, or you just acquired an already existing company and you're new to the Boss Babe community, this video is for you. This video is going to have some tips, tricks, and advice into how to run a Party Princess company and make it unique and different. This industry of party entertainment characters is one that is really saturated, and every single day we are struggling to make ourselves unique and different and stand out from the competition. So this video is going to help you do exactly that and bring the magic of the Disney princesses to your Party Princess company. Now, I divided this video into 3 sections: tips, tricks, and interviews. So please stay tuned towards the end because we do have a very special guest coming up. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start the video. So for the first part of this video, we're going to be talking about the tips. What are my top tips as a Party Princess Company owner for you to make your Party Princess Company the most magical in all of your land? Now, the first tip is one that is probably the most important in this video, and it is divided into subsections. So the first tip is to keep an eye out for details. Details are the most important part of your princess company, and it is what will give that extra magic to your own business. For example, let's take an Elsa wig. It is not the same thing to just pop it out of a box and wear it, whereas to pop it out of the box, restyle it, give it your own twist, maybe give her bangs a little bit more of a brushed out look, add a little bit of snowflake detailing into the braid. Now that is details. And talking about details, a huge part about party princessing is makeup, and these are going to be your best friend. Now, for all of you who don't know, Disney designer and ColourPop collaborate every single year to create exclusive makeup princess bundles. I have these two. I am actually wearing the Ariel one right now, and I also have the Rapunzel bundle from this year. Walking you a little bit through these bundles usually include a lipstick shade. I am wearing the lipstick shade Ariel right now, and I have the lip gloss Gubby over it. Sometimes they include shadows. In this case, they included blush, and some of them have highlights. This one is a blush, but it is not the same thing to, for example, wear an Ariel nude lipstick than to actually own the lipstick called Ariel, which is exactly the shade that she uses in the movie. It gives everything a little bit more of unity and more magic and obviously authenticity. It is not the same thing to wear a blush than to wear the exact shade that Rapunzel wears in the movie. So again, it just gives you authenticity, and it is something that is not expensive at all. These bundles usually cost less than $20, and ColourPop is a great makeup brand. Not sponsored at all, but I wish it was. Now, moving on to your second best friend, the movies. These are so important to not only watch, but know by heart. These characters were born from these. These movies have been going on since 1937 with the first Disney movie, which was Snow White. and you really gotta know your character and everything that surrounds your character, and right now there is no excuse because Disney just launched Disney Plus. Again, I am not sponsored, I wish I was, but if you are a Party Princess company owner or you just have a lot of Disney characters in your company, make the investment. Get Disney Plus. Usually getting these movies, if you didn't have them on DVD, it was so hard searching them through the internet, but now you have them all in one place, which is the platform of Disney Plus. So it is a great refresher to watch a Disney movie before a party gig and, just get into your character, so definitely make the investment. Now, your third best friend is a little bit expensive. Definitely make the investment to go to the Disney parks someday. It's not the same thing to watch these characters in the animated version than to see them come to life at the parks. At the parks, you can see how the animated version comes to life and how they walk, how they talk, how they stand, how their costume pieces works out. Moving on to my second tip for you, which are costumes. Now, first rule of Party Princessing, don't purchase Party City costumes. That's a big no. But going in the line of that, when you are thinking of your Party Princess costumes, please think about your performers. If it were you, would you like to be standing in a hot, thick costume in the middle of the day, let's say in the middle of the day of July, because July is the hottest month of the year, wearing long sleeves, a huge ass dress, a one piece that just sticks to your body? That's not a thing. Princess costumes tend to be big, they tend to be glamorous, over the top, and you really can't do a Belle costume without a hoop skirt or a petticoat skirt or something underneath. Now, when you're thinking of these costumes, instead of buying thick fabrics because they maybe have the pattern that you want and they're sofa-ish fabrics, find thinner, breathable versions of the costumes. Instead of having one pieces, because one pieces usually tend to stick to your body and they don't fit every single performer as well as they should if you are rotating performers, try using two pieces. Make the skirts one size and, just work your way around everything so that your costumes look glamorous, but they are functional for a lot of things if you are also mixing and matching like I do in my own company. My third tip is to keep your eyes open. Now, whenever I am walking around, I can be at Plaza, I can be at the beach, I can be just hanging out with friends. I am always thinking of future cast members. And the thing is that you never fully know what will happen with your cast members. Maybe they have to move away, or maybe you have an issue with somebody in the company, or whatever. You always keep your eyes out open for future people. And when I am looking at people, I literally think oh my gosh, this person looks like Naveen. This girl could definitely portray Mulan. And things like that. You're always keeping your eyes open and networking with different people because, again, you don't know who your future cast members will be. Last but not least, if you are starting out your business, be smart about your princesses. When you are thinking about the princesses that you are going to premiere or debut your company with, please don't start off with Pocahontas because she may be your favorite, because Pocahontas doesn't book. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a Pocahontas birthday. Think of characters that will get you a lot of bookings and that children recognize them more. Anna and Elsa, Belle, Cinderella, Snow White miraculously, and Jasmine because of the whole Aladdin fever kind of thing. Those are characters that are always moving your company, and they are the characters that will help you gain money as fast as possible. So definitely be smart about your princesses and the performers that you are putting out there. Now, on to the second part of this video, which are the tricks. What are my tricks to get you by those obstacles and hazards in the first years of Party Princessing? Now, my first trick, and it is probably one that has helped me the most, is to set your performers with official princesses and obviously get backups. For example, I'm going to take Jatif. Jatif is one of my first performers from my company, and she is officially friends with Snow White. What does this mean? It means that every single time that Snow White gets booked, she is the first one to be considered because she looks like Snow White the most. We set Snow White to be her so that when the kids look at Snow White in different parties, they see the same face. It creates stability, continuity, authenticity. If she can't do a party, we obviously have backups, and that's when they come in. But she is always the one to be considered first, so definitely consider putting performers into set Disney princesses that they really look like to make them the official princess in your own company. My second trick is to get inspiration from other Party Princess companies, but don't copy their work. I've been copied so many times in this past year that I can't even start to explain how. It is okay to get inspiration from other people because you need to still adapt your inspiration. What works in other places doesn't necessarily work for you. For example, a Party Princess company that I look up to the most is Wish Upon a Star Events in Spokane, Washington. When I started Party Princessing research, I found them and they are just wonderful. They have the most gorgeous princesses and dresses. And every single time that they do an event, I look into it. What do they do? How much does it sell? And obviously, I adapt it to me. Because what works in Washington really doesn't work in Puerto Rico. So I gain inspiration from them and I give it a twist into my own way because we do have to help each other out in this Party Princess community. Talking about other companies, we are going into my third trick. Scout your competition. I don't know how it works for all of you and in your locations, but here in Puerto Rico, there are a lot of Party Princess companies. The industry is so saturated and everybody looks at it as a dirty competition. People play nasty here a lot of the times. Again, I've been copied so many times and everybody's like, oh, we are the best. We are the best. And no, sometimes you do say that because of publicity purposes, but don't have an ego about it. It's bad. It's mean. Shouldn't be done. But definitely see what works for them, what they have, and how you can make yourself different, because that is also a way to make yourself different from other people and give the audience or your clients what they are looking for. Last but not least, I do have to say that this is an advice and an opinion and a trick altogether. The first year is always the hardest. Now, in your first year, it is going to be tough. You're going to have obstacles. Things are not going to work. The first year is summed up into 2 words. Trial and error. And trust me, there is a lot of error going on. So I think that my best trick for you, if you are starting out the business or you are just gaining a business or something, just really do your research. I launched my company on the 3rd of October of last year, and I was doing research from January that year. So it was a month's preparation process, and I still have obstacles every single day. So definitely do your research. Work well on that, get yourself ready, have your performer set, have your costume set, have your logo, your first propositions for events, have your birthday schedules done. Have everything done so that when you actually launch your company, there is less obstacles that you will encounter. Okay, so we have finally reached the most interesting and exciting part of this video, the interviews. I did a little bit of research, and it is not the same thing for me to tell you something than to have a group of Party Princess company owners tell you something. So I went ahead to the internet and I messaged a few very talented and royal ladies who are also Party Princess company owners, and they are here to give you the answers of some questions that I sent them and to give you some Disney advice. So first of all, I am going to read every single Party Princess company owner that I messaged. Then I am going to read the questions to you and we are going to go all over them together. Our first guest is Chicago Princess Lauren. She is the owner of Princess Party Chicago, and they have been around since 2012, but she has owned it since May 2018. So snaps to you, girl, for joining the I am still in my first 3 years of business club. And I do have to say, she is an amazing Ariel and a flawless Belle. I mean, her Christmas Belle outfit is just, it's flawless. I just can't with it. The second princess that I messaged was Princess Haley Rose. She is a gorgeous Aurora, Alice, and Elsa. Like, she looks so queenly. And she is the owner of Princess Pro Impersonator in SoCal. They have been in business since 2015. So you go, girl, for having the business on for so long. Now, the third party princess that I did actually squish into this video, and she is not a company owner, but she is here to give us the perspective of being a performer for a company, is Mercedes Disney Diary. She is an amazing Merida, Ariel, and Punzi. I am so jealous with Punzi because she is my favorite character and I have such high standards for her, and I think that Mercedes does those standards justice. Now, she works for Little Princess Parties of Des Moines, Iowa. She has been a princess for 3 years, but the company has been around for so much longer. And I have a very special guest coming up later in this video. And last but not least, we are going to count myself in. I am the owner of Pixie Dusted, again here in Puerto Rico, and we have been ongoing for a year now. Now, I'm going to read to you all the questions. The first question was, like, you know, the basic information. Second question, how would you describe your first year with the company? What is your biggest struggle? What do you look for when you're casting performers? Being the owner and a performer at the same time is such a hassle. Tell us an anecdote of a time where you thought this sentence couldn't be more true. Talking about Frozen figure and popular characters, how is it portraying such popular characters and getting just them on demand? And last but not least, using a Disney quote as your reference, give small company owners a tip or advice for the future. Now we are going to start off with Princess Lauren. Her first year with the company, she wasn't a performer, but it was so much fun getting to go to parties and events mostly stress-free. Her biggest party struggle is balancing paying yourself and upgrading costumes each month. That is such a huge struggle. Now when she's casting performers, she wants the full package. Great voice, looks like the characters, fits in the costumes, and is great with kids. I do that as well, so I'm going to put that little note over there. However, I have to let one of those things go if they're perfect with the other three. Sounds really fair. An anecdote. One time, I was on my way to a party when one of my performers threw up going to another party, so I had to arrange for my brother to pick them up, and then I had to go straight over to cover her party after my first one with the other performers in the car. Oh my gosh. Girl, you're a survivor. I love portraying popular characters because the kids know all about me, so I don't need to remember everything since the kids already know. That is so freaking true. Her advice for all of you company owners, and I quote, "If you can dream it, you can do it," is a quote I live by every day. If you set your mind to it, you can work as hard as you can accomplish anything. By Walt Disney. That is so friggin' true. Next up for Haley Rose. Her first year was full of snow princess fun. It was a year full of growth as a performer, vocally and with improvisation. My biggest struggle is wig maintenance and restyles. Same, oh my gosh. Besides being a good performer, I look for someone who I see my own qualities in. That way I know they'll fit into our little family. I also look for good vocal impersonation and presence. That is such a good point. I mean, your party princess becomes a family, you're definitely going to see that, and you don't want anybody just waltzing into your family so that they can destroy it later, so you become really jealous of those close group of girls and guys, because some of you guys do have male performers, and it is such an amazing family to be thankful for. Anecdote. I once restyled Elsa's wig in the car on my way to an event. I feel like that's gonna be me very soon. It's almost like being famous because you aren't, but the character sure is. Having such a high demand means you kill your voice singing Let It Go 3 times a day. Princess Haley Rose quote reads, "The only way to get what you want in the world is through hard work." From her favorite, Tiana. Definitely work hard for your dreams, you guys, because that is so true. Now let's check into the point of view of a performer but not a company owner. Let's pop into Mercedes' answers. Her first year was magical. It was so much fun getting to bring my favorite characters to life and live the dream of being a princess. That is so true. For me, the biggest struggle is making myself look like princesses I don't look like in real life. I have dark features and play a lot of fair girls with blue eyes and blonde/red hair. Getting ready for those princesses takes me around an hour just for makeup. Girl, I totally get you, and you do an amazing job because, like I mentioned, my favorite princesses that you portray are blondes and redheads, so you're doing a great job. Going on to portraying famous characters because she is friends with Anna. It is so much fun. I am friends with Princess Anna, which means I have been super busy with all of the Frozen lately, but they are always popular, so we're used to it. And her quote is, "If you can dream it, you can do it." Another Walt Disney fan. Always follow your dreams and don't get discouraged if you aren't accepted right away, or if you aren't the good at makeup or acting. Practice makes perfect. That is so true. I have performers in my company who didn't know anything about makeup, and they are already on their way to becoming experts in transforming themselves. And this is something that you learn with every single day. As I mentioned, I do have a very special guest coming in, and that is Natalie Ever After.
Oh, this is what it's like to be in someone else's video? This is so cool! Hi! My name is Natalie Kraus. I am 19 years old and the owner of Princess Charming Events here in Atlanta, Georgia. So I started my company about 2 years ago now. I don't even want to think about that. That seems crazy. I feel like I have just started. This is my favorite thing in the world, so everything's still new and exciting. Just that feeling you get when you make a kid's day, that makes your day. So I'm still finding my place in the community, especially in a large city where there are a lot of other options. And starting this company has been a journey. I started this when I was in high school. I'm now in college. Woo. And for the longest time, I was the only performer at my company, but since I expanded to offer the characters of Arabian or Spanish princess or Islander princess, I added one other performer, so it's just me and Elizabeth. That's her name. She's awesome. She's my favorite person. Everything about this makes me giggly and bubbly because it's so wonderful to be able to portray these amazing characters that I grew up with and give that inspiration and those role models to the next generation of awesome women. They're gonna be just like amazing heroines of their own stories, and that's why I call my company Princess Charming Events, because I believe that every little girl can be, you know, the heroine, her own Princess Charming. She doesn't need no stinking prince or kiss or anything. And I'm going off on a tangent. So I actually started out as a cosplayer, just, you know, like a regular person that loved the costume and makeup and just exciting part of it all, but I really wanted to combine that with my other interest of being around kids. And I was an early childhood education and career pathway person at my high school, and I got really involved with that, and I got really involved with cosplay, and I was like, you know what I could do? I could be a princess and go to kids' birthday parties. And I researched how to do it at the Disney parks, and that sounded really cool. I'm still working on that part of my dream. But I've always been bigger than most other girls. And I felt really insecure about my body, and especially when I looked at the princess jobs near me, and there was no company that would hire someone of my size, and I was like, wow, you have to be less than a size 8 or a size 6 to get hired here? That's a little crazy, and it's setting up these unrealistic expectations for little girls. And I know princess bodies are super perfect and amazing, and they've got tiny little waists, but I'm like, I want to do this, and I think I could do a pretty good job. So that led me to start my own company, and I couldn't have been happier with that decision. I've been doing it ever since and absolutely loving it. I'm nowhere near booked as often as like the bigger companies in the area, but the special occasions that I do get to moonlight as a princess, they're just the best days of my life. Surprising a little girl on her birthday and like seeing how her face lights up and getting to tell her all about your fun adventures and everything that you've seen and all the magic that comes from your world. That's amazing. I have trouble even putting it into words because to me, it seems crazy that anyone would not think this is the best job in the entire freaking world. So my number one piece of advice for any new princesses out there would have to be my favorite movie quote from Tangled, which is, go live your dream, because I really do feel like this job is for anyone out there who is willing to put the passion towards the kids and the story. And it doesn't matter what size you are, it doesn't matter if you don't have the most money in the world to put towards costume. As long as you are dedicated to making everything about giving them the best experience possible. You get 2 thumbs up from me, boo-boo. Oh wait. Good job. It's about being able to deliver that magical experience with their favorite character. You know, that's it, point blank. So, you know what? Go live your dream. And I'm gonna say it aggressively because you should go do it and you should try it. I don't know what you want me to say more. It's just the best job in the freaking world. And if you don't feel that way, then maybe it's not for you. How about that, ma'am, sir, person? Anyway, that's all I got for today because that's all the rambling I think you guys can handle of me. I hope I was able to help you in some way, or at least it didn't annoy you a lot. But you guys are going to have a magical day and a wonderful time doing this job. Bye!
I'm going to squish in a few of the answers myself. I still don't have that crazy of an anecdote because I think that we've handled chaos pretty well, but the other day I was being friends with Snow White. I was at the event as the owner and as a performer, so managing the two was it was such a hassle. And we also had our merch table because Pixie Dust does have princess merch. I will leave the link down below to all of our merch. And As I was painting faces, one of the kids just swooped his hand and the paintbrush spinned and landed with black paint on Snow White's long skirt. I am still struggling to get the stain out, so if all of you know how to get stains out, please leave it on the comment section down below or message me because I am so desperate. For the Frozen Fever, I do have to say that since we are debuting Anna and Elsa right now, there hasn't been a crazy story yet, but I was friends with Anna and other Party Princess companies before I actually made my own, and it is so weird that Anna is the protagonist of the entire story, but everybody just loves Elsa, so Anna is really peppy and happy, and you just want to talk to kids, and all of the kids are talking to Elsa, so you're just sitting in a corner like just waiting for somebody to talk to you. My quote for all of you Party Princess company owners is also a Walt Disney quote, and it reads, "All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me." You have to be strong going with what Mercedes said. You will get rejected, or you won't have proposals accepted, or you will have clients turn you down, and that's okay because it strengthens you and it makes you a stronger boss babe for your company. You are the pillar, you are the queen of your kingdom, and you can't crumble into weakness. You have to keep that in mind every single day. And I think that is it. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and for all of you Party Princess company owners or future Party Princess company owners, I hope that this was so much fun to watch and a lot of help for you. And if you ever have a doubt, just message me or comment down below, because I'm always open to helping other people with their struggles, especially party princessing. I am a Disney freak, so I can talk about Disney every single day of the week. And for everybody who isn't a Party Princess company owner, but you know people who hire them, or you will hire them eventually, be mindful of the price that these companies give you. Sometimes we charge way less than we should, and we do so much that a lot of people don't see. So please appreciate the work that your princess puts into your party. But other than that, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have other Party Princess videos that you guys want to see, definitely leave it on the comment section down below. And if you have other advice that I didn't cover as well, again, leave it on the comment section down below. We are all here to help in this Party Princess community. I do want to give a shout out to Princess Unmute. She couldn't make it to this video because she was so busy to send in the questions, but I look up to her so much, and she is a great Aurora, Anna, and Ariel friend. I mean, she is flawless as Ariel. And yeah, stay tuned into my next video. I don't know what it's gonna be, or what I'm even doing with my hands right now.